Real Raymond, and he's here to set it right. Just for kicks, I came to kick the mic. I said I had a long day, but tonight's the night.
Hello once again and welcome to Life is Life. I'm Raymond. And on the show today, I've got someone who's a very well-acclaimed cinematographer from the Kannada film industry. He's broken many stereotypes like shifting spaces and moving bases. And not just that, he's also been nominated for the SEMA in his first ever Kannada movie. Well, he's got Kirik Party, Ulidavaru Kandante, Avane Srimanarayana to his movie credits, which are just a few to name. He says he's pretty shy as a person, but don't go by what he says. He can be quite a bully. Please put your hands together and welcome Karm Chawla. Karm Chawla, welcome to Life is Life.
Thank you.
Karm, it's an absolute honor to have you here because you come from the north and you've settled down making Bangalore your home. But firstly, let me ask you this. Born in Delhi, grew up in Mussoorie, went back to Delhi to do your college, and then somewhere movie, that whole thinking happened, that calling happened, then you moved to Bangalore to make a living in an industry which is always known to be Bombay, right? Ever thought that this would work out for you when you made this call?
No chance.
And there's a reason why you moved from Bombay to here. We'll get to that as well. But you as a person, were you a movie buff during your formative years?
Oh yeah, I was. I think from way back, I've always been watching films. I've always enjoyed watching them.
But you ever felt like, if I want to be in the movies one day?
Not at all. So while growing up, that was never the thing. It's just eventually with college and everything, it kind of developed.
And you've been an autodidact, someone who's been learning everything on the go.
Yeah.
So you're a cinematographer, musician, and now a carpenter as well.
Carpenter, yes, Master G.
Masters?
Yeah.
What all have you made? What all have you made?
Oh, I've made a bar unit in my terrace. I've made a full sofa lounger along with a nice L table with a thing where I love gardening also. So I do a lot of...
gardener also.
Yeah, I love gardening. Gardening has been like for
Is
good
it like
cause.
therapeutic for you?
Oh, very. Gardening I think is one of the best things. Recently what I did is I put a lot of cucumbers and also I'm watching them grow every day.
Oh my God.
I
mean, you're parenting in a different level. You have kids, you have a dog, you also are looking at your plants like your kids.
See,
what else is in the pipeline?
My wife hears this parenting word, she's going to like, just shut up. There's no parenting there, it's just his plants and things.
Tell me which wife is happy with the work that husband does at home?
Yeah, that's true.
And you have no say in that. But you agreed.
No, not at all.
But you agreed. Coming back to cinematography and the early days of you going into the camera work. So no formal training with respect to working with the camera, but how do you end up learning this? Was it easy? Was it difficult? What all did you do to enhance your skills?
I don't know how it happened there. Maybe with me, my interest was there so much that it just didn't seem like a challenge to me at all. I think it never seemed like, it's a challenge doing this. In fact, for me, it was like, okay, let's do this. Let's have some fun with it. Let's do what else can I do? And the best thing was I didn't do it to prove or please anyone. It was just like as good as creating a painting or something else. It was just having fun. That's what I did. I think eventually that's where it started. But
that will to learn. After all this, you've learned your skills. What made you think I need to go and be a part of the industry? Let's try Bombay out. It's going to work or not?
Like when I finished my film school, I was very clear that I wanted to assist. I was very clear about it. I wasn't one of those after 2 years ki I know everything I want to independently work. So I contacted a few people I knew. I went into film sets. I started seeing how sets work. There were experiences where, gaffers probably wanted to slap me on the first day. They did because, I'm not kidding. When you enter the industry, you understand how the hierarchy works, how the power struggles, how all of this works. And I was a horrible assistant. The person I really worked with, Bobby Singh, I don't know why he kept me for 3 films. I really wonder. I think he just liked me because I'd probably, I'd be that funny guy on the set and crack a few jokes. Otherwise, when it comes to work, I really wonder why he kept me.
Who pretends to be coy all the time, but he isn't.
No, I really pretended to work. Be what?
Funny.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's it. So you moved to Bombay and you worked under Bobby Singh. So which was the first movie you edited?
So, edited short.
Short, sorry.
Actually, the first film I went into was this film called No One Killed Jessica, but that wasn't with Bobby, that was with Ane. I went to Bombay. I loved one of Ane's work called The Japanese Wife. I saw that movie in Bangalore only. So I've had a huge connection with Bangalore. It's very funny, but like a very huge connection in a very funny way with different phases of my life in Bangalore. So anyway, I saw it here. I contacted him. It was as easy as just sending him a message on Facebook saying, "Sir, please, I want to come in." He said, "When are you come to Bombay?" I said, "No, whenever you want." He's like, "Okay, come in 2-3 days. I'm here only." Went, met him. He said, okay, I'm shooting tomorrow. You come. I said, okay. So I went off, and then I got to know it was No One Killed Jessica set. And I was always like in awe of Vidya Balan, and I saw her and I'm like, we're doing this movie. So that's actually how it started. Didn't last long because 10 days and the movie was done. Then I did this other film called Soundtrack with Anshuman Male. That was okay, it was a good learning experience for me. After that, I started my journey with Bobby, who, to be frank, both in terms of work and as a person, I really did respect and did learn a lot from. So that was actually with Bobby, I started Dirty Picture was the first film, then Jannat 2, Special 26. Special 26 mein end mein, he said, listen, I've had enough. I also realized, I said, हाँ sir. And we had a very good parting where we were both sitting and he's like, you need anything, thank you sir. And if you need anything, contact me also.
26 के बाद खत्म.
26 के बाद खत्म. कोई 27 नहीं आया. He said, okay, done here.
So that said, you finished at Special 26 and then after that, you went back to Delhi. What made you take that call? It's time to go back. What was the reason?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, to be very frank, I think I went to a low in Bombay. I'll be very frank. I did go to a low where, assisting was very easy. It was getting me a lot of money. But at the same time, I just felt very incomplete there because I couldn't go on with it. I didn't like the lifestyle. I couldn't stay like a nomad, I couldn't do it. I somewhere always...
It's very fast paced.
Yeah, and I've always wanted to settle down, be comfortable. So I think that's when I decided to shift back to Delhi. Before shifting back, the whole BE mechanical phase happened where someone in Bangalore contacted me for a film, which I got in touch and all that happened. So then I decided to leave Bombay, shift to Delhi, and shuttling between Bangalore and Delhi was started.
And let's walk in straight to your journey in Bangalore. First movie, it raised a lot of eyebrows in terms of the best possible ways. Gives you a lot of recognition. I don't want to say the movie, I want you to say the name of the movie.
UK. That's how I learned to say
Uttar Karnataka?
Yeah, no, the other thing.
United Kingdom?
No, the other one. Yeah.
No, you should tell me.
So it's as seen by the rest. Ulidavaru Kandante.
How difficult is it? I know you know the language.
Trust me, Rishabh really made me practice this. Okay, I mean, I know how much they grilled me for this.
Because you have to know the name of the movie you're shooting. But then how did it start? So Rakshit called you, and how long did it go for? And what was this entire shooting experience for you? Because you're not someone who's from the city, right? And to get used to the language and the vendors and all of that. So how did that go?
Yeah, hats off to him for actually trusting me to do this. Because I mean, seriously, it's not easy, just like me, for him also to just get someone totally outside the industry. But he believed in me. So when I somewhere realized he believed in me, I said, why not? And I loved the script. There's no denying that. The first time he narrated it, I could just picture it. And immediately after that, we had these ideas and stuff. And then we literally went for a movie, Bombay Velvet, where we didn't speak about the film at all. Even after that, I think we were both very shy of, how do we start the discussion? How do we go about it? Because we were both so new at it.
You sounded more like two lovers coming.
Yeah, I know. It sounded like a date. But anyway, that's how it was. And I remember eventually we got down to sitting and talking about the film in KFC while we were eating and stuff. And we did have bounce ideas.
Wait 1 second. You all had a meeting in KFC?
First Bombay Velvet, then we went to Forum Mall in Koramangala.
Yeah.
Yeah, then KFC.
In KFC.
Yeah, that was the best.
Wow, how many people would believe people from the industry would have a script meeting in KFC?
No, before that the first script meeting happened in the Darshini or something.
The only thing you get fried over there is the chicken, not the brain.
Yeah, Chalo, okay. So that happened with Rakshit, and then I went back to Delhi, and then he called up again. He said, this is when you're planning to start. Are you game for it? I said yes. Then I flew. I went to Mangalore, Udupi. So then this is where it was a whole new different world for me altogether. I mean, there was a totally different world. Yes, the vendors and all, it was a big problem. But for my first film, I had got these guys, 2 guys from Bombay, who I knew very well, who had worked with Bobby and then worked with me, Ranjit and Sachid. So he was a very well-experienced gaffer, and he we had a way about it, yeah.
And yeah, movie is released. Then comes the part where you have to take the stuff called not a common territory, Bangalore. But you always knew Bombay, you know the language, and it's easier to connect to you there compared to here. Was it a tough call for you to choose to?
Not at all. As I told you, I'd never even taken these calls, I think, in a way. Because see, at the same time, after that, there were offers from Bombay. There was a Arjun Rampal film Gangbang or something.
I don't know what kind of movie that is.
No, it wasn't that. It was actually a very good
But
script.
sounds very symmetrical to Arjun Rampal.
I think he's only got the game. Acha, forget. So anyway, it was a very good script. And he had sent it to me. This was after Uliduru Kandante. And even there was another film by Manoj Bajpayee, Bodha Run. Run, Bodha Run. It's a brilliant film, okay? It's there on Netflix. So all these offers were coming. At the same time, things were picking up here. And somewhere, I don't know whether it was me being really lazy or what, where I said, yeah, it's more comfortable. Let me just have fun here for a while. Now, well, I'll go back to Bombay and, dhakka maro again and all. I was like, chalo chhaddo. It's comfortable here. Let's just be here.
I mean, I won't blame you. The city does it to everyone.
Yeah.
We can't live in another part of the world, or at least another part of the country, because there's so much of warmth. The weather, of course, we can keep tom-tomming about it. And just the place,
Bangalore
just the
is warm. It is very comfortable. I don't know. I don't think you'll ever feel like, you're an outsider here at all.
Yeah. This is something that we common people don't really get to understand, because when you're making a movie, you know you're shooting what you're shooting and eventually the product that you're throwing out into the theaters. But when it comes out, you always have a screening for yourself. Because that time, at least you can judge the movie. Because that's when you realize, oh God, do we put this out? Do we not put this out? Because if I, as a commoner, could identify that, the person who's involved in the industry, how can they not be able to do that? That's what happens.
Just having this conversation with this person I know, where we were watching something and that person said, no, there's always a formula. There's always a formula to get things right. And I said, no, there's no. He's like, no, there's always a formula. There is a formula where you know. And I told him, I said, see, if this was the case, everyone would have made a hit film. He's like, no, some people did. So there was a lot of argument where I personally believe, I mean, you can look at it two ways. Film is a very personal form too. There is a director who's making something he totally believes in. Now, unfortunately, it can't click with everyone. I think every film has a different market.
Very true. It's very true to understand the market that you're targeting. Yeah. And I was talking to you about content, right? So these days, there's so much going on about a lot of people getting into short movies. YouTube is, helping these people get a platform and stuff. Do you believe there is a substantial drop in quality over quantity?
Definitely. That's, I think, one of the, just taking it personally from cinematography itself, how, today people keep talking about how digital is not as good as the film cameras which we used to work with and all. And my only answer to them, it's not that it's not as good. It's the tools you're given. You can really make awesome stuff with the smallest of cameras. It's just that if you have the discipline, if you have your learning right. The issue with these cameras is, since it's becoming so accessible, we all just keep shooting. We've forgotten how to shoot with our minds first. Earlier on, you couldn't roll the film. It's costing a good $3,000 to roll, a minute of footage. How can you afford to do that? You don't get things like reshots. You don't get that liberty. Today you're getting that. But what that means is, till the time it's dusk, till the time it's nightfall, till the time you can keep shooting, you will keep shooting.
Correct.
You will keep doing it. Where you're not in your mind working with, there's always this thing called pre-visualization, where you pre-visualize, where you pre-edit, where you pre-think. You should be so clear in your head about your entire film, but that doesn't happen anymore. So that's why now when we started making it a factory of mass production, somewhere the quality is dropping down.
So this is something I really wanted to, have an idea from your point of view. You're pretty seasoned, and your biggest, inspiration is Mr. Santosh Sivan. And what if, or rather, let's make this a very hypothetical situation. With the kind of technology that we have in terms of equipment today, if these veterans were given a chance to use this back in the day, do you think they could have given us better visuals in terms of the product that they gave us?
Oh.
Why?
The visuals that I wish we could give the same visuals that they had given in their time. I personally am a sucker for old school, where I feel like old school methods are still the best. Today what's happened is, earlier there were the guys who would put these ladies used to wear these nets. They used to put that around the lens to make faces soft. Today we already have a filter which we can sip it in. But it's not like things have changed. You keep innovating. What you're using today, 10 years down the line, it might be obsolete. But the images that you're creating today are sometimes, let's say, much better than what might be created 10 years later.
Honest to God, I don't think a lot of people will answer the same way that you said, because they would say, yeah, technology, imagine we gave it to them. But then this shows the amount of respect that you have for them and the kind of work they pull with whatever that they have. And what is your dream project like? You want to direct eventually in time.
No, I've finished. I just finished directing now. Next 3-4 years, no direction.
No direction.
No, yeah, I'm taking a break from that.
You don't like, what do you prefer, direction or cinematography?
Cinematography is so much easier, yeah.
Okay.
Less attention.
But will you ever direct another movie in future?
Yeah, another 3 years or something in next
3
one,
years.
if I feel like, yeah.
So 3 years, do I have enough time? So I just want to ask you this as a common Bangalorean. Okay? Sir, one chance kodi, sir.
Okay, done.
Done?
Yeah.
So you're saying this on camera, okay?
For camera, no.
This is going all over in Japan. I mean, hopefully we think that the rest of the country is going to watch this. So you promised me a role. I don't know what kind, but I'll take it the way it comes. And that said, you know, you spent quite a lot of time in the city. Have you made adjustments to learn the Bangalore lingo?
Yeah.
We're going to play a game with you. It's as simple as understanding the languages, which we'll get to right now.
Oh, wow.
Alright, so we're up for a challenge. It's called Ulta Pulta. And what Ulta Pulta means is we have a glass full of chits here. We have different sentences written in English. So I pick up a chit and I tell you the sentence. You translate that in Kannada. You do the same thing and I do that I translate it in Hindi. So we ready?
Okay.
You're the guest, so I'll let you start.
Now,
So you pick one, alright, and read that out to me in English. I have to translate in Hindi to you.
actions speak louder than words.
Actions speak louder than words. शब्दों से ज़्यादा action काम करते हैं, बात करते हैं.
Hey, he's lost, no?
What do you think?
शब्दों से ज़्यादा. No, you said wrong. You said
Yeah, I said
शब्दों से ज़्यादा
action बात करते हैं.
Action is English only.
What is action in Hindi?
Action in Hindi? Wait, I'll tell you. Wait.
So I'm right. Even you don't know the meaning word for action.
No, action. I'm sure action has a Hindi word. No.
You're the only Hindi professional.
Oh shit. No, you know.
So I passed this one. I've got. Even you don't know the. You give me the word.
None
for
of us
action.
dance. Huh? That's good.
Yeah,
then.
this is none of us.
Yeah.
Dance.
Oh shit. No, wait. Now.
Your turn.
Yeah. Thank
It's no. It's just 4 words. Just 4 words. Beggars can't be choosers. I mean, which is what's happening to you now.
Hey, loafer.
Like you have no choice.
Beggars can't be choosers. Wait. Kami admi, kami jana,
Kami jana.
choose illa.
Kami jana choose la. Idiot karwa.
Kami jana, choosing beda.
Kami jana choosing.
I hope you.
Okay, your turn.
Oh, please, be nice to me now. So easy. I would have also done this.
Because it's in Hindi, of course you.
A cat has 9 lives.
एक बिल्ली को 9. एक बिल्ली के पास 9 जान है. What?
जान नहीं.
जान.
एक बिल्ली की 9
जान है.
जान होती है.
Too grammatical you're getting.
Hello.
My turn.
Yeah. Oh, you see, every time he gives me that look.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Adbhuta. See,
One word.
I got beauty.
One word. Okay, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. Just give me 3 words in the sentence.
Oh, yeah. Adbhuta. Kan. The.
What is the?
The is Kannada also used.
Said who?
Hey, da, the.
Okay, one more word.
Okay, wait, let me try this.
You got beauty and kan.
Adbhut.
Which is also not correct, Adbhuta, which is actually Sundar.
Adbhut. Adbhuta. Kan. Yure.
Oh.
Yure. Beholder's Yure. Beholder. Yure.
Okay, da. Okay, your turn. Hope I get this proper.
A picture is worth 1,000 words.
एक तस्वीर की कीमत 1000 शब्द है.
How you say with so much confidence?
Because I didn't tell you that I know Hindi well. This is the last one.
Yeah.
Okay.
One man's meat is another man's poison.
एक आदमी का गोश्त दूसरे आदमी का जहर है.
Hey, baga. Hey. Then look at the way he said it.
So last one. Whatever happens. This is easy. Okay. I'll make it even more easier for you. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 words in this. Okay, 6 words.
Give me no.
No. 6 words in this. Okay, keep. Okay, yes. 6 words in that. Give me half and half of Kannada and Hindi. I'll make that easy for you. And the sentence is: best things in life are free.
Yella. Best is Ella? No. Best.
I just told you what is Ella in the previous one.
But you know how you say all things in life are free? Oh, that's changing the whole meaning, no?
You go
best,
for it. Go
best.
ahead.
Wait. Let me get this right. Best. Wait.
Okay, I'll give you a
life. What is life? Life is Jeevan. No, in Kannada. Jeevan? No.
Jeevana.
Free is Kasilla.
That is poverty.
That
My
was
case.
a poor man thing. सबसे अच्छी चीजें जिंदगी में फ्री में होती है.
हाँ. तो कन्नड़ा कहाँ आया?
हाँ वही I'm thinking.
खा गया.
सबसे अद्भुत.
हाँ. This thing will go on forever.
You play the music, let him dance last.
No, I don't think we'll dance, but I hope you had fun doing all
but
this.
you tell me,
learn
what
something?
is this? What is the translation?
If I were to be doing that, I would be dancing anyway. Before we, part, that one thing that you have, not this.
No, this one is better. An apple a day keeps the doctor away.
Okay.
In Kannada.
You want to see that? You really want to go far? You really want to go far?
No,
but then you just wanted to see this, right? All good things come to an end.
Ella over.
Over. And on that note, let me tell you, this is the end of this episode. But it's been super fun, Karm.
Thank you.
And also to understand the things that you went through and how you kept fueling your dream and chasing that vision of yours. And thank you for coming by and sharing that.
Thank you so much.
So much to take away from this episode, isn't it? When nothing is going your way, especially in your comfort zone, you're there sitting and crying. Instead, how well would you do if you go to the other side and keep trying, where your destiny truly lies? See you next time on Life is Life.
Things get twisted, but life is life. Life ain't fair, but life is life.